It's a little chilly this morning, but it's not too bad. Anyways, I woke up and I'm like, hey, what am I going to make a video about today? And I thought, let's go over van life expenses. I'm going to take a walk for this one. So, what does it cost living in a van? Well, there's a ton of videos on YouTube about that. So I just, the past like 20 minutes or so, I kind of wrote down everything that I spend monthly. And I'm going to talk about what it costs me to live in a van full time. So, it all starts with gas, storage, insurance, stuff like that. Anyways, when it comes to the cost of living in a van, I feel like everything contradicts itself, because you're going to spend money on gas anyways on a vehicle driving back and forth to work. So what I'm doing is I'm figuring out, I went back on my bank statements and figured out the average cost. I did like last year, and I figured out the average cost of what I've been spending on fuel for my van this past year living in my van. And I also went back and figured out my average cost of spending money on my gas for a vehicle when I was living in my apartment. And it's not that much more. Or the apartment cost of gas for your vehicle was not that much less. I filled my van up about 3 times a month, average, 3 to 4, depending on how much you drive. So right now I've got a monthly expense average this past year of $280 a month in gas. Living in an apartment, it's about $200. It's about one more fill up. So it's not that much more. Storage. I have a storage unit. Not everybody's got a storage unit. I have mine because I use it to make ice. I use it to keep my stuff. It's like a little home base for me. I use it. I also kind of include it in the motorcycle business. It helps. So that's an expense that I wouldn't have if it weren't for van life. However, it's kind of a necessary expense for me because it works. I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. But that cost is $150 a month. Now that is an expense that definitely contributes to van life. Phone, about $100 a month. I just recently switched to Verizon because they offer some really good tethering plans, but that is an expense that I'm going to have anyways. You're going to have a phone bill. Now I never would have gotten Verizon if it weren't for van life, so that monthly expense went up maybe $30. Insurance, $40 a month. You're going to have insurance on your vehicle anyways. So I don't even consider that a van life expense, because you're going to have that. You have a car. Now here's a big one. I'm going to go over how I did it. Temperature control. There's an expense to control the temperature in your van. I use, in the winter, a buddy heater with the propane tank. And in the summer, I run a generator in the front of the van, and I run a small portable AC inside the van. There's going to be some months where you're not spending anything because the weather's just perfect. So I'm going to talk about how I did the temperature control. So in the winter, about 6 months-ish, I am using propane. It costs me about $20 to fill up a propane tank. I've seen it as little as 15 and as high as 25 to fill up, so we're going to average around $20. And I am filling that thing up about 3 times a month. I actually sometimes only twice a month, but sometimes 3. So I'm going to just say 3. I'm going to round everything up here. That comes out to about $60 a month. Now propane, and that's 6 months out of the year, so that is a total for propane about $360 for the year. I'm doing it this way, and then I'm going to average it out. Now in the warmer months, which is about 4 months out of the year, I am spending about $3 per night per day. And if you're running it all day, it's even more. But I'm spending on an average $3 per day a night to run the AC with the generator, because it's just over a gallon that fits in. It's like a gallon and a quarter that goes in the tank, so it's about $3. It's because gas right now is like $2.80, so it's about $3 average to fill up the generator and to run it per day. That comes out to about $90 a month. That's $90 a month to run that generator in the warmer months. 2 months out of the year, I'm not spending anything because the temperature is just perfect. So here's what I did. I figured out my yearly cost of temperature control. So I took the $360 that I spend on propane in 6 months, and believe it or not, $360 in gas for the generator in 4 months. And then 2 months out of the year, that's 12 months total. 2 months out of the year, I'm not paying anything. Let's see, 360 and 360, I think it was at 720 or something like that. Divide that by 12, comes out to $60 a month. So on average, in a year, living in van life, I just dropped my thing here, I am spending about $60 a month in temperature control. That's what I'm spending. So it's difficult to me to include gas in an expense, because you're going to have that expense anyways. It's just a little bit more of an expense. So I'm going to call that $80. One fill up. My van life, everything that costs to live in a van, my van life expense is $290 a month. $290 a month. That's what it costs me to live in my van and be comfortable. That's the expense. Everything else is expenses you're going to have anyways in living in an apartment. Netflix, your internet, your phone, even insurance for your van. You're going to have car insurance anyways. So I kind of took a grand total of everything that I have an expense, and that came out to about $630 a month. But a lot of that is not contributing to van life. A lot of that is just your normal expense you're going to have anyways. So let's cut it in half, average it out, I guess. $400 a month, that's what it costs to live in a van. That's everything? I don't know. It costs, after doing the math, if I figured out it cost me $290. So no matter how you look at it, living in a van is going to be dramatically cheaper than any situation. Of course it's going to be. I've had people argue with me saying, oh, well, if you get an apartment with like 2 other dudes, or 3 other dudes, yeah, that's going to be the same. And now I'm living in an apartment, not getting all the perks of van life. And now you got to deal with roommates. Who wants to deal with that? Anyways, that's my van life expenses. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I love the idea of the financial freedom. Gives you the ability to do just about anything. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'm sure there's tons of videos about van life expenses. This one's mine. And everybody's is a little different. Not everybody has a storage unit. That contributes a lot. That's $150. And a lot of people have more than just one storage unit. Some people have tons of storage units. They live in vans and they have like 4 or 5 storage units. I don't know why, but I met some people that do. So anyways, again, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it real and keep it simple. Peace. Hey, sweetheart, you copy? Over.
What do you want?
Radios in the van. Awesome addition. Because every time Sarah leaves a van, I'm like, here, take the radio. And she takes the radio, and then I can bug her. Just saying hi. Love you.
Great.